shake it off. All right.
I just knew. Hey, girl.
Hey, girl.
So, in this episode, we're going to call it Submit. Because for both of us, that was the main thing, the action that had to be taken in order for us to get to where we are right now. And my submission looked like I was out having a girls' night. We mid turn up. Hey. And it was as if God had started making everything, my life flash, like everything. And back up. I think when you in your marriage and you know that there's situations that's going bad, you start giving excuses as to why you want to stay, right? So I started giving, well, I got a good relationship with my in-laws. We got this house together. I don't want to have to worry about having to find our own place. And, just you start making up those excuses. And so all these things are reason for why I can't leave at this moment, right? So it was in that moment where God basically revealed to me, and it was so crazy because at that same exact moment, all those excuses kind of fell off. I was no longer on good terms with my in-laws. So that was no longer a reason to stay. We had lost our house. So there was no reason for that to be the reason to stay. We don't have kids. So that was no reason to stay.
Yeah.
So it was almost like you want to stick around again for what?
Why
you prayed to me about God. I'm not happy. Just reveal it to me. Give me a sign. Make it plain. And now I make it plain each time. What's your excuse now? And it was as if God was sitting behind me, like how we sitting, and as if He was behind me right now with a belt. Like, you better do what I'm asking you to do. And I was just sitting there. And I remember stopping. I was with my friends. And I'm like, y'all, God is telling me to leave my husband. And they're like, girl, you been, give me that wine. You've been drinking a little too much. Like, girl, bye, whatever. And I was like, no. And I started crying. And that's when they knew. They said, oh, you serious? I said, yes. I said, I don't know what it is. I can't explain it. This feeling, it was a feeling. And I heard it clear. In this ear, if you leave, I will bless you abundantly. And it's almost like I saw the gate open with the green light to run. Like, you better sprint. I am literally saving you from years of confusion, years of not feeling stuck. Yeah. I'm freeing you right now.
Yeah.
I need you to move. And I did just that. I took my phone without hesitation, called him. I said, God is telling me that we need to get a divorce. God ain't telling you stuff like that. Man, whatever, man. You want to go? Okay. I'm telling you what my God told me. So that's what we're going to do. And mind you, y'all, we was already in separation. We went together. We had decided to go, be in separation at that moment. It wasn't finalized to be in divorce. And that's what he was going off of. I thought we were just taking time off to get ourselves. I don't need time off. The time off I need is permanent. Ain't no coming back. Because God had revealed to me that I wasn't even supposed to be in it this long. And in our previous episode, I talked about my ectopic pregnancy, where it's like God will consistently keep taking from you until you hear Him. I mentioned that too in one of our earlier episodes. Like, if you don't want to hear Him, He will physically put you in a situation where it's like you felt death.
Yeah.
And I was in that moment in the hospital, internally bleeding. In death, because you don't want to listen to what I'm trying to do for you, but I'm going to save you. You're going to come out of this bigger and better because you're going to listen and you're going to see the other side of what I'm trying to take you. So, like I said, we decided to go our separate ways. And, I never looked back.
Yeah.
I never looked back. I kind of we didn't have to go through the whole strenuous, divorce per se, because for one, we don't have no kids together. And this is how I kind of knew I was kind of like unsure about who I had married, because it's steps to marriage. Most of people don't know. You apply for a marriage license, right? Once you get the marriage license, you're supposed to take it down so you can have court legal documentation of your marriage, which is a marriage certificate. that is what you use to go and do your name changes. So it's like boom, 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 1, 2, 3, right? I stopped at step 1. We got married. We had a ceremony. We exchanged vows. We had a person, or what you call it, officiant, our marriage and everything. I held on to the marriage license for a reason, and I didn't understand the reason until it all came to life. Was like, that's why I didn't feel led to take the next couple of steps, because that prevented me from having to do all the extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? So with us only having a marriage license, I could easily just rip it up. It's as if nothing happened.
I think that's called annulment.
Yeah. I didn't have to go through the courts because we didn't have no court legal documents showing that we was married. You know what I mean? It was just him and I. They had our marriage license, but that's it. And a lot of people do it that way, so do I have to go through the extra steps or whatever. But even in that, because I kept telling myself, I was like, I kind of want to, even though I went by my married last name legally, it wasn't that. My ID still said my maiden last name. When I worked and stuff, they went by my married last name because that's how I presented myself. But even when it came down to like documentation wise, like I said, I told myself, well, I want to do the whole step of actually saying this is my name, right? But anytime I tried to take that step, it was like something was holding me like, no, not yet. I kept telling myself, because in that manager, we still going through things. And I told myself, okay, if year 3 is good, maybe we will. But what he don't remember too, I remember like it was yesterday. I kept telling him when we was going through everything, I say year 6 is going to make or break us. At that moment, we would have been together 6 years, married 8. And I was telling him, I said, year 6 is going to be the make or break of us because you just not getting it. You know what I mean? And he kept on, well, if that's how you feel, do what you do. Okay.
And the thing about that is like,
okay,
I'm not saying this because I want this to happen.
Exactly.
I'm saying this because I'm tired and you're giving me no other option. Because he used to say the same thing, like, it's going to happen because you keep talking about it. How about you stop doing the things that you're doing so I would want to stay?
Correct.
No.
So what was your submission?
So my submission, I would say, like we talked about in previous episode, we touched on it a little bit. My light bulb didn't go off, but my light bulb went off when my dad passed away, but I wasn't in the right space to recognize it. But my actual submission and confirmation, I tried to go on a trip and force myself. The whole trip was forced. Me going on the trip was forced. Me pretending I wanted to be there was forced. Me posting pictures on social media.
I think we did it. We just try to convince ourselves that we can push through it. Because remember, I told you we was in Florida for our anniversary.
Yeah.
Forced.
It was forced. Like, everything on that trip was forced. I didn't want to go because I had found out some stuff prior to burying my dad. So the trip was planned, I think, in October. My dad got buried in July, I believe. So we had that 3-month gap, and it's like you said, like you try again, right? And then God's like, okay, so you ain't hear me the first time. Found out something again on the way to the trip. And I'm like, you just, like, you can't help it. Like, you just won't stop. Imagine, let me tell y'all, right? Got back from burying my dad, had to deal with all that stuff. I had been to the hospital at least twice because I could not function. My body was doing what it wanted. And on my second trip, they were like, listen, you're fine, but your body is responding to the trauma that you've just experienced. There's nothing that we can do for you except for, he's like, your body right now is either, when you go through things, it's fight or flight. Right now, your body is in fight. It's trying to protect you from what you're feeling. And he was like, the only thing we can recommend is to getting a therapist and seeing if they could prescribe you something to help with what you're feeling. Because this is how I learned about anxiety. I didn't know what I was experiencing. I felt like I was having heart attacks. I felt like I couldn't breathe. My dad passing away led to me finding out that now I have anxiety. Of course, with the island mother, it's like, don't take no medication. Right. It's going to make you worse. Da, da, da. So I had to thug it out. In doing so, like, I start finding myself again. Because my dad, one of the things that he said before he left, I had told him about a situation that happened prior to him leaving. And I was like, you know, my dad I could confide in. With my mom, it was like, it wasn't as easy. With my dad, I knew it was no judgment. One of the last things he said, he's like, listen, you can leave everything behind right now. You and Anaya, y'all come down. You can leave everything. I will open my house to you. You know, whatever the situation is, I will make, you know, arrangements. I was like, okay. And at that time, you're ready to leave, but your feet won't move. Yeah. You know what I mean? And he was like, just know, though, if you leave, there's a possibility that if you're expecting him to come after you, he may not. And when he said that, I was like, I knew he wouldn't. So I was like, I need to, like, I didn't say it, but I'm like, I'm going to just stay. So I made up every excuse. He passes. I get this courage and this boost, and I'm feeling myself. We should do YouTube, this, that, and the other. I'm in my creative juices, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to give my marriage another chance. I'm going to forgive you for what you did. Let's go on a trip for my birthday. It'll be, you know, something to get away, to recuperate. This man do something again. Mind you, first thing first, I want to just let y'all know, I be cooking. Period. But the thing that this man be wanting to eat every day, this man be wanting me to cook saltfish. What? Every day. Right. Okay? And if anybody knows anything about the prep and the saltfish, it gets on my nerves. I love it, though. So good. But isn't that more like a breakfast? You can have it for dinner if you want. You can have it anytime. The constant boiling and throwing off of the salt. I'm hot in the kitchen. I gotta watch the pot. It's just annoying. And this day, your girl got up and she was like, I'm gonna cook all his favorite things. I'm gonna do all these things. Girl, why while I'm cooking, I come out. He's on the patio. Anaya's outside. It's a good, you know, summer day, blah, blah, blah. I can see him over his shoulder texting somebody else. I'm like, see, while I am cooking. Right. Slaving, sweating. Anything else, master? You got the nerve to be out the... Man. Immediately, I'm like... I was like, dumb. Stupid. Again. For what? For what? At that point, I didn't even... This is how I know I was done. Because, you know, like, when you're, like, in it, you're, like, so hurt. You're crying. It's like, hell to pay. Yeah. Da-da-da. Casual. When you finish with that, call your friend and let him know that we're not going anywhere on no trip. Because I don't want to be seen with anybody that's talking to women while they're spending time with their family. That man ain't know what to do with himself. Yeah, because at this point, like, I'm tired. There's nothing about you surprises me. You know what would surprise me? If you were actually a good husband. Ooh, come on. That would shock the shit out of me. Nothing that you're doing is surprising me. Yeah, so the trip was forced because I was done. I didn't want to go. I tried to force to see if I still loved him. Tried to force to see if we could work it out. Tried to even force intimacy. And I could. That's how I knew I was done. When I tried to force that and was just basically... Your body ain't trying. I was laying there like, when is it going to be over? Desert. Was you even... I don't even remember. See, there you go. But when you're laying there like... Like City on the Color Purple? You feel nothing. You feel nothing. City on the Color Purple? Yeah, I'm just waiting for it to be over. I just lay on back and let him do his business. When... I think that was like the real confirmation, like, you're not in this anymore. You're not. You know, women, we check out mentally first. Yeah, you're like, you're not in it. You're not there. I don't know why you're trying to convince myself, but I just need it. I just need it for this trip to prove to me that it can still work. Yeah. It can still work. And it did nothing. It did nothing.
But you see how God, you thought you had a plan, how God came in with his plan, like, oh, you still trying to make this work.
Yes.
All right, let me wreck this whole trip that you finna go on. You think this the one. Go, I'm finna show you how this trip gonna go.
I told him, I said, call everybody. Tell them I don't want to be seen with you. Don't nobody want you. I do not want you. Tell them what you're doing. No, fake the damn trip. Fake the pictures. I didn't even want to take pictures with that man. Every time I'm trying to take a picture with me, he over here sliding in the fucking picture. Like, get away.
Not to try to make them know you here. No, get away.
I had a good trip, by the way, with my best friend. I had a good trip. We rented a yacht. It was fabulous.
As you should have. Oh, you want to clown? I'm gonna have a ball.
I had a great trip outside of that, but once I had went home, that trip was the last time we ever did anything. I was done. There was nothing else left for me to give.
So what led to the actual action of fouling?
I was already ready to file. Like, I was there. He was the one that was driving. Listen to me, okay? Shorty was top in all her classes, handwriting the best. People come to me to fill out their shit. It was nothing for me to sit there and LaToya, cross the T, dot the I, da da da. It was nothing. My shit was filled out already. I gave him the packet. He finally brought it back months after. Not filled out. Did you even take it out the envelope?
Oh, you think this is a joke? Don't worry about it.
That's what really like kind of drug it out, because I had gave it back to him twice. And then on my birthday, the next year, I'm like, listen, you're not going to be 1 foot in and 1 foot out. My ultimatum, because I kept finding out things, even after Florida, right? And I'm like, but we were living in 2 different places. And I'm like, listen, because I felt like emotionally we were connected, even though there was nothing physically happening, right? Because you're used to being with this person for so long, and then we have a kid together and all this stuff. So, but when I really like sat back, I'm like, you're out here doing what you've been doing, even when you were married, right? So it's not like you got out of your marriage and you're finally exploring the world and blah blah blah. You just continuing what you've been doing, but you're free up. You're doing what you want to do without anyone down your back. You cannot try to hold on to me emotionally and still outside in the streets running around. Right. Okay? Therefore, on my birthday, I went to his house and I sat down with him and went over line by line and helped him fill it out.
And he didn't know how to feel about that, probably.
Y'all don't. I'm not even gonna embarrass him and tell y'all what he did, but let's just say he played a soundtrack.
Man. I'm done.
This man was playing a soundtrack while we was filling out the paperwork. Like, be for real right now. What is happening?
But that makes you look like that was confirmation I'm making the right choice. Thank you for that. That's confirmation. Appreciate that, sir. Child.
You trying to play sad music while I'm trying to... You not sad when I'm not here?
I would have picked a song. Let me pick a song. I'm ready to sign them papers. That's what I would have threw that song, that soundtrack right on them. Since we go on playing DJ song for song, I got a request too.
Right. No, but I feel like everything happens for a reason.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm so much in a better place.
Come on, better place.
I'm happy for myself. I'm like so much in a better place. My daughter's happy. Like, I'm happy. I'm learning so much about myself. And there were certain things that I felt like I couldn't do or be with him because he wasn't that person too. And when you're anything, a creative or whatever, right? And you have a vision, your partner can make or break you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I felt like I couldn't truly be myself and be my creative self with someone who, one, didn't support me, or one, didn't understand why I wanted to pick the avenue that I wanted to pick.
And I agree with that too, because I feel like even within like marriages, because we go in and we go with the mindset of the union. So it's like, I'm willing to do whatever I have to do to make this union work. So if they come down to a point of my significant other feeling a way about what I'm currently doing, I'm willing to compromise to make it comfortable for the both of us. Because what I didn't mention as well is like, I came when my husband met me, I was modeling. I had convinced myself within those years that, I outgrew modeling. I don't like it anymore. It's not a passion of mine anymore. But the more that me and him, our relationship started to dwindle,
that started to pick back up.
That was the thing that kept me and picked me and kept me going. Yeah. When I was in my down mood, as far as what happened with my pregnancy, my modeling and my model coaching saved my life. It gave me light. It gave me purpose. It made me feel fulfilled again. And it was that I convinced myself I didn't want to no longer do, all because somebody else wasn't secure about me doing it. Because in his mind, who you around, who looking at you, versus, babe, you look good. Being proud of how your wife looked, being proud of what she got going on. I didn't feel that support. You know what I mean? And that's how I know now, just being in that relationship, I know what I want for myself now. I'm in such a better space now when it comes to knowing what I want. You know what I mean? Not standing 10 toes down on what I want for my next relationship to look like. What you have to have coming to the table. I need support. I need you to compliment me. My ex didn't compliment me a lot. I think in his mind, he convinced that, well, you know you're pretty. But sometimes us pretty people, we need to hear that we look pretty. Because I don't always feel pretty. You know what I mean? Who are you to tell me how many times you can tell me that? Or not even that
you don't feel pretty, but you don't care how everyone else views you. I want to hear it from you.
And let's not forget that a lot of that security was drained out when you was cheating and doing what you're doing. So I'm automatically taking that as something wrong with me because you out here venturing into other people. So, of course, it's making me second guess what I bring to the table, or who I am. So I just feel like this new chapter has really made us bring light to it. And I'm glad that we are at this space because I just knew that this new chapter was going to be the greatest thing that happened to both of us.
You thought that I wouldn't survive.